Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create an illustration with Figma. Alright, so there are multiple ways that you can go about creating your sketch with your illustration with Figma. Right, so this is a sketch that I got online. So I'm going to be creating an illustration out of this, meaning that I'm going to be creating a coloring the the sketch, showing you the kind of tool that you can use to create an illustration with Figma. Like I said earlier, Figma on default is not really designed to be a solid. It's not like then Adobe Illustrator that allows you to like create illustration in Figma. So, but then it has the tools that you can use to modify your illustration, and also you can also tweak that to create an illustration. So, I mean, there are ways like maybe you using your shape tool to playing with your shape to create, tap enter, it has modify the path and the likes like that. You get, you can use the pen tool. This is the pen tool. I use the pen tool to sketch your whatever it is you want to do with the lips, however you want to go about is the nose. Tap enter, so it comes to this path mode, and it allows you to do but then I won't be going deep into this, something that you can eventually play around as you go on. So we're going to kickstart with this, like I said earlier. So we're going to be creating an illustration out of this using the drawing tool, which I also call the pen tool, because that's what I call it. Right, so this is it, the pen tool or the drawing tool. So I'm going to start with a simple one, like I said earlier, that is with the cloth. All right, so it's more like saying this is how I do my illustration in Figma. How you do yours might differ, right? So I just draw slant lines first, like just slant lines. All right, straight lines. So basically, I try to my stopping point from it to continue another so what I'm doing is that I'm trying to draw a path, right? So this path eventually, like after joining the starting point to the end point, forms a shape, right? So I can now modify the shape to fit into what I want it to be. So I'll just, here is maybe where I feel like there can be a curve. I'll just tap this, right? So this might be a curve too. Then since this is going to be hidden or something, so I can just join here. All right, so this is just one of them. So it's forming as a stroke, right? If I should press escape, consider this is actually active. That is the vector side of thing on Figma is actually active. If I should press escape, it turns to a normal image in a normal layer that is movable, right? So I can click on this tool again. Sorry, I can most times I just tap. So if you click here, this is most time I tap enter. So most times I just tap enter and it takes me to what I'm looking for. That is if I'm on a shape or a vector, right? So there are multiple things. There are other options here that you can that you can play on. This is the option for the pen tool. This is the move tool, right? You can also press the escape and the shaping option, like the options it turns to the normal Figma option. You can see your text and the likes. But once you are on the shape and you tap enter, it shows you the option for how you can modify your shape and the likes, right? So like I said earlier, I can just choose to color this, for example. Now that is remove the stroke. I can leave the stroke if I want to, but I'll just take it off for now. Remove hide the stroke, then add fill to it. The fill is white, but I think Simpson cloth is always like red or something. So let me have it as red for now. It's just color it, right? So you are thinking, how do I go about covering this? That is if you don't really know how it works. So this is how it's going to work, right? So I'm going to, like I said, if I press escape, it goes back to normal move. So if I tap enter, it shows the adjustable, more like anchor point. All right. So I just click on this. This is more like the bend tool. Let me just reduce the opacity to maybe 50. You can also use the button to like maybe 5. Sorry, escape like 5. Sorry, escape like 5 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to for the transparency in Figma, just like Photoshop. So I'll just press my enter again so I'll be able to see what I'm doing. And yeah, so this is where I want to start from. So my pen tool, just moving it on either of this path line, gives me the option to add to it. So if I press Alt and go back to this, sorry, if I click on my pen tool, I press escape, sorry, Alt, then I go to it, I can take it out. Alright. Then if I just click on it normal on default, I can just add to it. So let me just press escape so that it won't be creating something. So I'll just go back to this move tool so that I'll be able to like adjust. So the pen tool allows you to like maybe clicking on this tool allows you to like maybe work on the node point. You can press one and then it's going to be giving you option to maybe like start placing a new one and stuff like that, right? So when you realize that you've done what you want to do, maybe add to the point, add maybe more anchor points to it. You can just go back to your pen tool for it to be able to like adjust what you want to do. You know, the move tool is still active because you are just in the vector mode. If I press escape now, it turns me back to the normal Figma option. Tapping on enter again turns me to this mode, right? So I'll just start with, I have something here already. I can click, I can bring this down, right? I can also move this down a bit. You know, the sketch is somehow, so I'll just be, you know, be playing. So if I click on this now, I can, you know, this is the bend tool. Click on the bend tool and just tap on this. It bends, right? So I can tap on this. It also bends, right? So I can. I'm trying to bend this one as well, right? So I'll go back to my move tool. So because the bend, using the bend tool is going to be doing something like this, and I don't want that to happen. So I'll just go back to my move tool to be able to, like, you know, adjust my bend and, you know, something like this, right? So adjust the shape, like, I mean, so I can also do something like this, right? So that's my P, that's my pen tool. Escape. To add to it, go to my move tool and click on something like this. Does this actually make sense? Yeah, let's see how it goes. Then add to this point again, escape this, click on this, and so if it doesn't work, we take it out. It's not working. So let me just use the normal thing. Let me just do it like the normal straight up mode. Let me see what the close looks like actually. But let me just complicate matters. Let me just do it normally. So this comes, yeah, this, I think this is where the clothes moves. Yeah, so let's just have it this way for now. Then this stomach, I think this is a sharp one. Then does the same thing we did here. Click on the bend tool, come here and just tap it. Back, it turns to a curve, right? Then same thing goes with this, turns to a curve. Do you understand? So you can just click on the move tool again to adjust your curve however you choose to, you know, however you want to adjust it and bring it in, whatever you want to do, you know, this also, whatever you want to do with it. But I'll be leaving it here. So I'm done with this part. So the next thing to do is to just, the second one is the arm, right? So I'll just do this arm too. So that's my pen tool. Make sure that you are not on this before you start drawing a new one, because, you know, yeah, so and you are not on this vector mode before you start drawing it, because it just starts adding to it and everything becomes the same thing. So escape becomes the same thing. So I'll just make sure that yeah. So next I'm going to do is just to P, right? This there should be a curve here, should be a curve, there should be a curve here. Then here as well, right? Now I have this. Next thing to do is just to go to my move to, right? So click on this, come to the bend tool, or do you get? So same thing applies to this, same thing applies to this. And just add to this, you know, to just make it, does this make sense? Yeah, I think we're fine. So I can just click on move to see what I can adjust to make it come out better here, right? So maybe this. So now I have this as well. So I'm going to leave this. I'm done. So this is red. Let me just copy the red and just paste it here. Now, sorry, I'll add few to it, right? I'll just paste it. So we have this red too as well. Let me send this to the front, so that's our bracket, right? So now we have this too. It might not be as thick as this though, you know. It shouldn't be as thick as this. Maybe it's kind of weird. I don't know. I'll check it out. So the next thing is just to draw the second arm. I think we flop something here, but then who cares? So I'll just do the same thing here, like P, or you know, this. I'll just end it here, you know, just end it here. Then I can come inside and whatever I want inside, because I feel like it's going to be eating eventually. So enter the bend to come here and bend it. I think we are cool for this part. Yeah. So I'll just fill and then paste the color as well. Alright. So but what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to try to, because if I should add fill here too, you can see we're having something. Right. So I'm going to try to let this not just be as plain as this, right? So I'll use my pen tool, I'll add something here, escape, my move tool. I'm going to click here and move it forward, sorry. Click this and move it forward a bit, not just be blank rather. So I'll just bend it a little bit. So I can adjust this to just come down and compatible somehow. Yeah, so we have the clothes. I mean, there's still something for the cloth at the back here, but then we get to it. So I can just do with the arm, the yellow arm and escape. So it's more like a straight line. I'll just keep it more like straight or whatever it is you choose to do. So it can go inside of this since it's just one is going to cover one eventually. I'll add few to it, make it yellow. Yellow like the something like this. So send it backward. My control bracket working. Control bracket. Yeah. So I can just try to make the lines connect or something. So just for connection's sake. Yeah. So the same thing goes with this arm. I mean, I might decide to just duplicate this, but it's just going to be a long one. So let me just do it first. It's not so stressful. I don't think it's going to be stressful. So escape P, that's my pen tool. I just do a straight line and yeah, so I can just come to my fill I and send it backward. All right. So I think the body is looking cool. Yeah. Then let's just do something about the face now. This might be somehow tricky, but yeah, we'll get it right. So I'm going to start with I think this section of the face. All right. So am I taking too long? I think I am, but then let's just keep it going. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it in two ways, but let me just try this one out first. That's like something like this. So I'm going to do this first, right? So my straight line style, straight, pow, pow, pow. I'll just be fast here. So just to, you can always play around with it. So this is going to be straight. This is going to be somehow curve. Now I'm thinking, should I take it inside or let me just take it here? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let me just bring it in. It means to be slant one kind. So yeah. Now I have this, right? So what I'm going to do is just to add color to it, right? Let me just can I paste it? And so let me just I select this color, right? So I'll just try to make it curve like with this, or just transparent. I press my either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 0 is 100%, 1 is 10%, 2 is 20%, 3 is 30%. So my pen tool P, will enter first. So I'll create a new node point here, sorry, or an anchor point, escape, my move tool. But I can't be using my pen tool. I have to go to my move tool and adjust. Is it meant to be curved? Maybe then to click on it, then it's curved somehow in its own way. So the same thing goes to this as well. Am I trying to curve it or something? Yeah, in its own way. But it's getting out of the picture. So let me just go back to my move tool, right? So I'll just move it forward. Move it forward. There's something I can do around this place too. Yeah. So same thing goes here. Go to my bench, click my bench tool, and just click on one of these anchor points. It comes to a curve, right? I'll go back to my move tool, right? So I'll be able to. Most times I use my shortcut actually, so I don't really spend a lot of time going to the move tool, right? So I'll do this. So I can also do something like so I'll just P, that's my pen tool, add to it, then V, that's my move tool, click on it, bend it, then so okay, yeah, so enter now, come on. Yeah, so most times it gets tricky, so I just bend it. I'm not sure if it's clean or something, but let me just leave it this way. It's still the mouth now. Like whatever. So I'll come here as well, enter, so it can be in this vector format. Bend to, yeah, it should be used to the bend to thing that I've been talking about since bend to. Not like bend to like fat, but bend to. So let me just leave it this way. Right? I don't want to stress it that much. Right, so we have the yeah, we have the head somehow. I'm not sure. So now I'm going to move to the eyes. Who might be somehow tricky, but I'll just do it. I'll do it. So I'm going to do I'll do this part, right? I'll do this part. Is it joining with something? Okay, starting afresh. So it's meant to be curved, right? So I just try to make it curved. That's what I can do there. Yeah, so this is it, escape. Alright. So I'm going to add something here. Then go to my move tool so I can put it this way. Go to my bend tool and make it curve. Right? Make this one curve too as well. Make this one curve too as well. Then go to my move tool to be able to adjust that curve to do what I wanted to do. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it actually balanced or perfect circle. You can choose to draw a circle, the circle that's the shape, and start doing the add and cut and stuff thing, alright? But then I don't want to do that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hey God, let me see if this thing is going to work first. The starting point and the ending point and the end point. Is it going to be oops, I'm coming up. Nah. Mm-mm. It's not serving me right. So I'm going to have to start tracing this thing like tracing it like this. Let me just leave this one first. Let me duplicate it, Control D, so it's doubled. So P, enter. Let me add to it. What I'm trying to avoid is not having to do this. Having to do this like this, 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 and this, so that I'm gonna have to start doing something like this. I'm trying to avoid doing something like this, then this. Do you understand? So then I'll start, the double line thing that you can easily do on Illustrator, and you don't have to start wondering about what gets to what and what looks like what and stuff. Do you understand this kind of stuff? Remove the stroke instead and just have it as a few, something like this. Escape. So something of this nature, right? So I'll just do a straight line thing and let that go. So yeah, straight line, let it go. So I'll duplicate this. Like I said, I have it as 2, right? So this is the first one under, this is the second at the top, right? I'm going to enter here and add a new point here. So add one here, join it here, right? So I'll just delete this one, Alt. Sorry, where's my pen tool? From pen to Alt, take it out, Alt, take this out too. So I have just this now. I have it as white. Alright. So I can just do something like V, that's my move tool. Click on this, the bend tool, like I said earlier. You have this. Alright. So I can do the same thing here for this as well. Alright. So what I'll just do is that the eye is somehow big or something. So let me just manually adjust it and yeah, just a sketch. So yeah, I'll just do something like that here too. How do I go about this? Okay, let's do something. So I'll do this is supposed to be part of the face. P, right, as my pen tool. Meant to be a curve. Meant to be a curve. So the nose is obviously going to cover the eye, so I'll be doing much on this eye part. Alright, so I'll just do this. I'm not joining this yet. Let me just do for one first. Alright, so I'll now do the same thing that we did the last time. Yeah, so escape. Then go to my bend tool and bend this. Bend this. Should I bend this too? Maybe. Yeah, it's somehow helpful. I'm bending, then go to my move tool so I'll be able to adjust what I've bent. Alright, so I'll just try to make this one up a bit, this one in a bit as well, and maybe something here. I can also adjust this to sorry, maybe this one instead. Just be somehow around and curve, what I'm trying to do. So I have this to be the more like the line or something. Then I can duplicate this, Control D, right? So that's 2, 1, 2. Enter. So I'm going to continue it here. That's my pen to P, right? I'll continue this stuff here. Then I'll join this together with this, like I did earlier. So Alt, take this out. Now I have this too. So enter my bend tool so that I can just curve this as well. Let me bring it up a bit. Now that's my move tool, so I'll be able to adjust the curve. Alright. So this, just take it up a little bit, a little bit. So yeah, then I'll just make a few whites, and it's looking somehow like scatter here, but we'll fix it. No big deal. We'll fix it. Don't worry. And we might forget, but then still looking at what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do. So yeah. Then I think I'm supposed to have a part of this that looks like that is yellow or something in nature. And I'm starting to think that but then we get there. So now the nose. So I'm going to, I can transparent this, just transparent them so that just trying to reduce the opacity so I can get what I'm doing right. Alright, so my pen tool again, the nose, yeah, the nose. So this is where the nose meets the eyes. Right, it's not like the stressful one. Right? I mean, it's Figma, so you don't expect Figma to be the thing that I use for your illustration and stuff. But if you want to, this is how you go about it. This is how I go about it. It might depend on how you go about it, but so the bend tool, bend this too as well. Bend it too. No, I didn't plan. I'm not planning to bend you. Come on. Yeah, so the nose is there too. Then I'm going to move down to the ear. Then I'll move down to. So let me just do the brows first. Yeah, so P, this is going to be a very straightforward one. But then I'll just come to my bend tool and just tap it and it's bending. So I like to do the thing once in a while. I won't do this now. I don't know, but I don't like doing it. So I just do this. Maybe I should just combine this together. I'll just press my P, enter for this, and I'll just come to this point and just join it. So it joins. I bend tool and yeah. So I'll just do it this way, right? So now I'm going to come down to this part. Am I taking out? I don't know if I'm taking longer than I'm expected, but by getting it done. So let me just come here. Should I join this together with it? I feel like I should join it. Yeah, let me see if I can join it. That's the way to join something. So I'm going to do it this way. But let me first do this one first. This, this. Okay, let's just do it. So yeah, I have this. Then I'm going to use the bend tool. So I've been used to that already. So it's supposed to that's too much. I'm not planning to bend you like that. Not as much as that actually. So but let me just try it first. Let's see what we can do about it. Is it going to make sense? Move it in. Maybe I can add, sorry, escape P, sorry, enter, yeah, something like this. Okay, so I mean, get the vibe. So I'm supposed to make this, make the outline, make it black. I can see that top part where it's not so smooth as we're expecting it to be, but then yeah, I get it. I just do the bend tool thing and make it bend. So then the move to just adjust it, because the bend is just going to be tweaking it and be taking it one kind like what you don't like. So I don't know, it should fly. So yeah, I think we are moving. So this eye is just going to be a circle thing. So no big deal. So I'm going to the air. Let's just do one after the other, right? So this is the air, right? Or the ear, or what you call it. I have this Yoruba phonetics, so excuse me. I have the air, right? So I have one ear. So I'm just going to do the curve thing like I've been doing since morning. this. Now I move to, that's V. Enter, that's V. Oh no, why doing this to me? So I mean, I could have just used a circle and but then I don't know. I just feel like I like doing this. Don't worry about it. No, I don't want to do that. Let me just bring it in first and see what's going to happen if I bend it. That's not fun. But V and get inside. Yeah, I don't know. But I think it should count for something at least. Not so smooth, but whatever. So then I'm going to do this one. So I'll just do this one like I'll do it together. Alright, so I'm doing separately. I know that the air is meant to be yellow, and yeah, I'm thinking about that too. Like, I know it's in your head. Thinking about it too. Yeah, figure it out, sort it out. Just do this to be, yeah, just to be like this. So I'll take it as if and make it black. ACK. So let me just try to increase. Let me just try the start the coloring thing first, and let's see what's going to happen. So let me just do this first for now. That's my circle, 0. Sorry, O. Then this one, then make it black. Just duplicate it and do the same thing here, but smaller, smaller. So let me just start the coloring and let's see what's going to happen. Like I said earlier, so the thickness. So I'm going to increase its transparency. That's 0. This also 0. This also 0. The nose also is going to be 0 already. So let me just color the air, right? So the air doesn't have a color yet, not at the moment. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to duplicate the air, right? Control D. Yeah, that's 2. Sorry. Control D. Then I'm going to join one of them. So enter. I'm going to join one of them. So the one I joined is going to have no stroke, but it's going to have few. Right? So that's going to be, yeah. So I'm going to send it backward. Send it backward. Come on, come on. You don't have to be like that. Yeah, something like this. Yeah. Same thing goes to this as well. To this. So I'm going to duplicate this, right? I'm going to enter P, that's my pen tool, and join one of them. No stroke, but it's going to have a fill, which is this color, right? So I'm going to send it backward, so it can be black. Is this white? Is it my eyes? So my eyes, the thing I'm beating with this. Yes, I know it's not white. Sorry. So it's meant to be white. Yep. So something of this nature, right? Let me just hide this one to see if we're on point. Something like that, I guess. So I'm going to do the same thing for this one as well, right? I'm going to press enter. Not yet. Control D. Enter. That's P. My pen tool. Join it so that I can hide this one, apply fill, and change the color to this and send it backward. Alright. So get what I'm trying to do. This mouth, should I color it or something? But I know you know how to do that, right? So this is meant to have a color as well, but I guess you know how to do that now. So I'm going to hide this one. Alright, then I'm going to have I'm going to start working on the outline. Let me see what figure is going to look like. Is 3 thick enough? Or let me say 4. Is 4 thick enough? Let's try 4. 4. I think not for this one. I think everything has similar outline. So I'll just use the one behind. This is one at the top. Right, so that's 4. Now let me see if I can work on the edge or something. Is it possible? Yeah. So I'll just make it round instead. That's the yes. Let me just do the same thing for everything. 4. But round edge, just make it somehow. Can this one do that? I don't know. So same thing for this. 4. I'm supposed to, I can select everything at once, right? Maybe select this, select that, and start doing it. I just enjoy doing it this way to waste your time. So this is the one. You realize that when I select this one, there's no stroke. So I'll have to go to the one that has stroke and select it so that I can add the 4 to it. Alright. Then this, no, not this. This is the one with stroke, so 4. But this is meant to be behind it. Right? So 2 minus. Then it's meant to have maybe let's say like 4 too. Meant to have 4. Not cheating. Same thing with this 4. Oh, is this 4 not too much? I think it's too much, but it's too much. It's too much. That's what 3 looks like. Or 2. I think 2 should work. So let me just this, 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 2. You see, I can choose to select everything and do what I want to do. I'm just not doing it because I want to waste your time. I like wasting your time. I'm just joking. 2, right? So there's always a way to go about it. I can choose to now say, okay, maybe for instance now, right? Then I want to do something about this part that is just this curve now. I can start saying I want to make it something like this. Yeah, and that looks like one of the that we have to enter, click on this, can adjust the edge and start doing something like this, whatever it is I want to do. Then maybe A, enter A, then maybe move it, sorry, move it. Why now? Come on, don't be like that to me. Then maybe something like this, you know. And I can choose to close the gap and, you know, let's say maybe this part is not looking so clean and so right. So let me just enter, close the gap. So this gap can just be like this. I don't want to leave it like this, so I might just do maybe let me just draw P, right? Get something to just cover this up. You know, the yeah, something like this or whatever it is, cover it up. Then that should be 2. Send it backward, you know. But then change the color first. No, not this color, the fill. So I can make it this, then add this color, then add maybe like 30% or 40% black to so it can somehow black. Send it backward, enter, and try to just adjust it to make it some kind of sense, you know. Same thing with this part as well. I can just do the same thing here. I just want it to make some kind of sense, and yeah. So fill. I just take this color, and take the color and send it back. Escape, send it back. So this is doing somehow, but whatever. So you can just modify it, adjust it, whatever you want to do. You know, just trying to make it make sense in my own way. I'm supposed to do something about this part, but I'm feeling lazy about it. Okay, maybe I'm not. So and, there's a lot of way you can do about it. Alright. So yeah, this is the same thing, whatever it is you choose to call it. Now I can just say maybe I want to do something about the tone or something like so. This is the face. I can just duplicate this, Control D, right? Then my pen tool, right? So I'll just start. Maybe let me start from here. Let's say I want to do something here, for example. I know you should get what I'm trying to do once I'm done with it. So you get it. Let me just do it here. So just what I'm trying to do. But when you're scanning it yourself, you'll be able to do it, right? So this, give it a few, whatever it is I want to do, maybe a few. Then I duplicated this. Remember, this is 1, 2, 1, 2. So this one, I said with this one. Now just subtract the selection. Now I have this, right? So I can easily just remove the stroke, back, then add to maybe. That's what I'm trying to do. Come on. Oh shit. So this is meant to be the one. Let me see if it's going to be at the top, and it's going to shouldn't it fuck up that. Sorry, I'm gonna fucked up like this. But then you get what I'm trying to do. Maybe just do it the other way around and you get it. So let me just do it. I'm just trying to do the toning now. Well, let me see. It should make sense. Yeah, I made a mistake, but I can still tweak my mistake and do something out of it. Yeah, I can. Let me make that mistake again. Select this. Yeah, and I want to subtract. Subtract. Yeah. remove the stroke. So I'll remove the stroke, add this color. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to try to change this to the yellow instead, and change this yellow to what I'm trying to do. I'll change this one to what I'm trying to do instead. You see, for my mistake, make achievement. I don't know how the code goes, but you get what I'm trying to do. So yeah, so this is, and so you can easily just use this and create your illustration however you choose to do it. It might look like a long process, but like I said earlier, Figma is not meant for you to do whatever thing you want to do, like then stuff, precision and stuff like that. But if you choose to do it, there are multiple ways to go about it, and you can also try this one out. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, bye.